So the first show was actually nearly a 100%. I was very happy with the condition which was brought on stage. Even when we struggled to get into the weight limit, we managed perfectly to get the body full and shredded on stage in Chicago. Still, I think we can get a little bit better than Tampa when the weight before the weight-in is lower, that the carb up has a little bit less stress, that will influence a little bit on the look, which will be fresher and better. And second thing I want to see better is a little bit the posing. We did some small tweaks in the poses, front double biceps, closing forearms a little bit more, in back double biceps have a little bit more shoulder rotation backwards to show the whole shoulder and bringing more pressure on the lats, and I want the glutes a little bit more controlled in the side chest. Besides that, I was actually very happy, and if we are able to display a physique with that little tweaks, it's a winning physique.
Yeah, man. So that's what Stefan was saying is like on that front double, I just could not pull a vacuum. I had like no core control at prejudging because we had to deplete so hard the day before the show. Like I had to lose 8.3, 8.4 pounds, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it was like an insane amount of weight I had to drop for making weight. Barely made weight at 227, and then now what's left, right? You have to feed up all night, get full, or else you just look flat and stringy on stage. So, you know, I'm hitting that front double, and it's like it's dang near impossible for me to pull that vacuum. And it was like my stomach actually like hurt, and I could feel the distension, the stomach distension. So, you know, I've never actually experienced that. So it's just crazy that I was still able to place third with pretty much no stomach control at prejudging. So that's just off of like my shape, size, and symmetry without even being able to like manipulate my waist to make it smaller. So like that motivates me because how much better am I going to be at Tampa when I don't have to do this, you know? It's going to be crazy. But, you know, definitely some things we have to work on. Judges' feedback was core control and just bringing up my arms, which obviously they understand can't happen between a two weeks of like gap between shows. So they said that I could have been battling it out for first place if I had more core control and I was able to maintain that on stage and little less shakiness in the poses. It's crazy being like right there. Like I was right there. Like I felt like I was battling it out with these two other people on stage. They're both Olympians. And that's a really cool feeling. All the nerves went away when I got on stage. Like I was shaking because I was excited. Like I was a little nervous actually because of the core. I could tell my stomach was a little off. I hadn't gone number 2 in a minute, and that's usually a sign that digestion's not 100%. I drank some black coffee. You guys saw the show day video. Did what we needed to do, and we looked really good at prejudging, but the night show look was so much improved. My waist was super small, and I really truly believe that if I would have brought the night looking fit, like my night show look to the prejudging, I could have placed at least second. And I say that with full confidence, and I've had other people who were there at the show tell me the same thing. So, like I said, all great spirits, just really just proud of myself, proud of what me and my coach did, proud of us for documenting everything, bro. This has been a crazy last like week and a half, and I can't wait to just see how we progress show to show and just bring you guys along with it. So, yeah. All right, so we are back in Austin, Texas from Chicago, and what an amazing experience, guys. What an amazing event. My pro debut, Chicago Pro, the unexpected pro debut. Guys, it was an amazing experience. I ended up third out of, 14, 15 amazing competitors, very amazing competitors. I just wanted to kind of highlight some things that really stood out to me. Things that I was just in the moment for, that I wanted to share with you guys, because I feel like a lot of competitors and they don't really share this type of stuff. There was a moment where I felt this overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment. And it was weird because like I went into this show to win, right? I went into this show to win. If I would have thought I would have gotten third place going into it, I wouldn't have been happy with that. But the way everything played out, it was a complete win for me. And let me explain that. So, like I said, there was a few moments during this last peak week for Chicago Pro, that just really stood out to me. Bear with me here. It's kind of hard to talk right now. I'm pretty carb deprived, but just some really emotional moments. And one of those moments was, all the times that I was weighing in every morning leading up into the show, and I just felt this like, I felt like I was just like pushing and pushing and pushing, and there wasn't something coming out of it, right? I felt like I was just like waking up every morning and my weight was the exact same, or it was only a pound down. And I remember it was the morning of weigh-ins, the One Day Out video, if you guys saw that. If you haven't, you can go watch it. That day was very, very hard for me. And I remember waking up and I was still, 8.3, 8.4 pounds up above my weight cap that I needed to hit that night by 2:45 p.m. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning or something. And I'm like, man, how am I gonna make this weight cutoff in 7 or 8 hours? Like, how is that possible? I didn't know if I had it in me to do that. And through that day, like that check-in day, that built me as a person so much, and that taught me so much as a competitor, as a coach, as a fan of the sport. And it really tested my love for the sport, because I'll be honest, there was a lot of times that day where I didn't want to continue this, and it was very hard, and I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I just, I'm thankful for Christian, that my videographer, for being there and just kind of just like not forcing me through it, but just kind of like saying like, no, we got to go get your haircut, man. We got to go get your haircut. We got to go, we got to go back to the sauna, man. Like, you got to check in with your coach, bro. Like, keep going, just keep going. Because like, if I didn't have that momentum, it would be impossible. And I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, is this sport is a lot of momentum. Momentum is the key to success in every aspect of life. I really feel that's 100% true. You're not always going to have motivation. You're not always going to have external, internal motivation to do something, but it's the discipline, it's the grit, it's that momentum that you create yourself that's going to keep you going. And I learned that on check-in day during Chicago Pro peak week, and it built me as a person. And I can confidently say after that day, I'm a way better competitor, and I am ready to take on more than I thought I could ever take on. So that being said, leading into Tampa Pro, we're currently 8 days out. We leave in a few days on Monday to go there, and we'll be documenting the entire thing. I am fully confident that I can bring my best package to date on Tampa Pro, in Tampa Pro, sorry, and to the Tampa Pro, sorry. Struggling to formulate thoughts. But that's the first event where I wanted to share with you guys kind of my mindset. And that was just very special to me, because I was pushed to my breaking point all day long, so many more times than I can even imagine, and I kept going. And it just takes a village, guys. It's not a single person sport. So those of you who are like have supporters in your corner, those of you who have family, friends that are, your coach is always there for you, please don't forget to thank them, because that is gonna make or break your career. The second time is when we were actually at finals, and I remember I was on the sideline, the diagonal is what they call it, and they had the second call-outs. I believe it was, 5th or 6th through 10th place or 11th place. They were handing out awards to, and they were just looking at the second call-out. It was 5th through 11th or 5th through 10th. I remember looking out at all these people, and I'm like, holy shit, they're huge. Like, these guys are huge. Like, these look like Olympians. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, I'm not trying to say this to, like, boost myself. Like, that second call-outs was fucking stacked. And, like, I felt this overwhelming sense of just pride and happiness for where I was at that point. And it was this weird feeling because I'm extremely competitive, guys. I wanted to win that show. I wanted to sweep it. I wanted to make my mark, make my statement. I wanted to be that kid that got first place at his pro debut. And it kind of just made sense in that moment. I'm like, damn, I outdid myself here. I outdid myself. I have a new coach. It's my first pro show. And we're in the top 3 actually. And I'm battling it out with 2 Olympians. Guys, Kellen and Carlos are qualified for the Olympia. Carlos got 11th place last year at the Olympia. Top 11 in the world. He has a top 11 in the world physique in our division. And I was battling it out with him, truly battling it out. And if I would have brought a more refined package that we're gonna bring to Tampa Pro, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and speculate, but I really think I could have been fighting it for that top spot. I really full-heartedly think that. And, you know, in that moment where I was on the sidelines and Carlos was right next to me, you know, Kellen was across from me, I was just looking at the second call-outs, the people on the line, and I'm just like, I am so grateful that I put all that extra work in. I am so grateful that I ate that meal on the off season that I didn't want to eat because I felt like I was going to throw up. I'm so happy that I did that cardio that I didn't have the energy to push through just last week, you know? Every little thing matters, guys. And when you're on stage and you're in the moment, that's when you realize these things. It's the little 1% that you add up throughout prep, throughout the off season, that give you that 2, 3, 4, 5% gap between you and that person that finished 2nd, 3rd, 4th, right? Or vice versa. To the person who beat you, they might have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% more than you. So just remember that, guys. Remember that you're gonna have your chance to reflect on all the hard work. And as long as you stay true to yourself, true to your plan, true to your coach, and you did the work, you're gonna feel satisfaction in that moment, whether you're winning or not. But if you don't do the work and you cut yourself short, you're not gonna have that feeling in that moment, and you're gonna feel lost. Because I've been there before, all right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and those were 2 really key moments where I was just like, man, this is crazy, crazy. Guys, I can't even begin to explain how I feel about this I feel like I'm like living in a dream. I've spent 8 years of my life, the first 5 to 6 years, 7 years, forgive my language, eating shit to make it to where I could make this a reality for myself and have a full-time videographer that follows me around, have a beautiful girlfriend who supports me, have the best coach in the world by my side. Like, guys, I am living my dream, and I want you guys to know that you can do the same damn thing. You gotta be 100% with yourself. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror every morning, and you gotta be, what can I do better? Because I can do stuff better, Christian can do stuff better, Emily can do stuff better, fuck, my coach can do stuff better, Carlos, the guy who won, could do stuff better. Guys, everybody has areas you can improve on. And if you're not making the most out of those areas, somebody else is coming for it. So I want to both motivate and just kind of ground myself with this speech here, guys. So I'm just very grateful to be able to live this life, have these opportunities, share with you guys how passionate I am about this sport, and just, this is the real honest truth, guys. I don't share anything on here that I'm lying about. Like, everything is very transparent. You know, I'm laying out my drugs for you guys. I'm laying out my cardio. I'm laying out the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, I put saline solution up my ass, and I told you guys about it. Like, I don't know how much more transparent I could be. And I can't wait to keep showing you guys, you know, how hard I push to climb these ranks and how much I want this. And in return, all I ask from you guys is that you do the same damn thing. You challenge yourself every single day to be the best possible version you can of yourself that you can. Sorry, my brain is backwards, guys. And when you think you can't push anymore, that's just the beginning. That is truly just the beginning. All right. It's kind of turned into a motivational speech, but I did get some feedback. Feedback was basically waist needs to come in a little bit. We had some stomach distension. It was pretty obvious at prejudging. It's something that I was very aware of before I even stepped on stage. But like I said, guys, I'm living my dream. I'm not going to let some stomach distension bother me and throw me off from being my 100% on stage. I still had fun up there. I still smiled. I might have been a little shaky because I was nervous, but it's my first pro show, guys. I'm up there. I'm making this happen, and I just want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support. The exact things that I'm changing before, Tampa Pro. We had 2 weeks between Chicago and Tampa. Like I said, we're currently 8 days out. Basically, the things that I'm working on are I'm drilling my posing. I'm working my ass off posing. I'm having my girlfriend run me through poses every single day, several times a day, to really nail in this posing conditioning. I don't want to shake on stage. I don't want to lose poses just because I failed to prepare. Second thing is we're taking care of my digestion. We're trying out different methods of greens. We're trying out different digestive drinks. It's just something about when I have to make weight and I pull that water out of my system, I tend to have some problems with digesting food, which does cause some stomach irritation and a little bit of distension, right? It's really hard for me to pull a vacuum and keep that stomach really tight and streamlined. So it's not because I took all these drugs. It's not because of all that. It's just strictly a digestive problem because I won't go to the bathroom, poop for a few days. And that's just a very real thing in the sports. I just want to be transparent with you guys. It's something that we're trying to figure out. I've never had this problem. But like I said, I'm open and transparent with you guys, and hopefully we can get that fixed before Tampa. I'm very confident. And that's about it, honestly. A little bit more rotation in my back double bicep, rotating, showing the shoulders, and then coming down on the lats just a little bit more to engage the teres and the upper lats. The front double bicep, making sure my right arm is closed and my elbow is forward to make sure I'm activating that bicep peak 100% and showing all the lines and hard-earned tissue that I have on my arms, because they're not very big, but I did earn every single inch of the arms that I have. So just some things, some really minor things we're working on. And I think if I can bring those in and come in with a little bit improved conditioning and a little bit improved fullness, then it's going to be a really fun show in Tampa in 8 days. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I honestly can't explain enough how much the support means. I've had an overwhelming amount of DMs, messages on just different platforms, comments on YouTube. The subscribers, we're up almost 1,000, I think a little bit over 1,000 subscribers since we started last peak week. So guys, share this with somebody who needs this transparency in their life, needs that rock, right, to help them push further, needs somebody to motivate them. I needed that, right? I needed that at one point. It was Jay Cutler, Phil Heath, Hani. That was my motivation when I started. So I ask you guys to share this with people, or anybody who you think would benefit from this, share this with them. Subscribe so you guys don't miss this peak. I'm going to be bringing the whole raw, transparent truth to you guys like I always do. All my affiliations are down below. We got Evogen, Elev8 Foods, MIT45, Uprising, my coaching application. All that stuff is below. Guys, I love you. Thank you so much for supporting. And we are off to Tampa in 4 days? 5 days? And I will see you guys there. Peace.